I have had the opportunity to represent or be against some of the most successful electronic entrepreneurs in the last 35 years, no exaggeration. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Larry Ellison, the Google founders. I was supposed to write their first patent application, but didn't. Otherwise, I wouldn't be standing here today, just to name a few. So, what have I learned about business success, having had a ringside seat as the patent attorney of so many startups and emerging companies? And I want to give you 8 observations, both from my own firm and from watching others. First, business success seems to a significant degree to be dependent on timing. Namely, being in the right place at the right time. I have seen buffoons make huge sums of money while some of the most talented, hardworking, astute, together clients make nothing, even though they had great ideas and executed like crazy over many years. I have seen these ideas exploited to great financial success by later comers who take them and cash in big. So timing is important. But putting aside timing, there are 7 other business strategies that I think substantially improve the probability of success. To repeat the adage, let's remember, God helps those who help themselves. Or, in the words of Coach Wooten of UCLA fame, fail to plan and then plan to fail. So here they are. Second, in putting together your business model, you have to embrace change and think outside of the box. Disruption in a market is the biggest friend of the upstart, which tends to be more risk-tolerant and nimble than the established players who have a legacy investment to defend. I love change. I used to hate it, but I love change now. For example, the biggest change in patent law in the last 59 years occurred last September, to the amazement of us all, and I have myself and my firm on a crash course to be the leaders in this new world by writing the first in-depth book on the subject published by Thomson Reuters West in July. So my suggestion, embrace change and exploit it to the max. Third, protect your business model and ideas to the maximum under the intellectual property laws of the US and your other potential markets. As many startups have found, your IP rights may be more valuable than your enterprise if you are run over by the bigger players. I'm involved in many of these situations. Often, these intellectual property rights are more valuable than the enterprise itself. One recent example is the purchase of Motorola Mobility by Google late last year for $10+ billion to obtain the patent portfolio to use in the cell phone wars. It seems that in the last 10 years, the new norm for business for the bigger players is to take whatever proprietary technology you want from the smaller players and then fight it out in court. It's good business. Maybe bad morals, but it's good business, because even if you lose in court for infringement, you still have the technology that you wanted. And all you have to do, in worst case, is pay for the damages for the infringement, which, in fact, may be at a deep discount from what it would have cost if you had to invent it yourself. I hear some nervous laughter. Fourth, think for yourself. Do not trust conventional wisdom. If it makes sense to you after deep thinking and a good gut check, it may be the way to go. Experts are not always right. Often they are wrong. So is conventional thinking. Look at Digital Equipment Corporation. I did my simulation for my master's degree on a Tufts Deck 10 computer up on the quad, DEC was the most innovative computer company when I was at Tufts, but Olson, their founder, dismissed the microcomputer, as did Ann Wang of Wang Electronics. And both of these geniuses then saw the next generation of computer companies eat their lunch and dinner and breakfast and put them out of business. DEC and Wang are now in the dustbin of technology. Has anybody heard of these companies? Fifth, have strong, effective, experienced management of your enterprise. Get the best people who have the track record and experience to help you win. Don't scrimp on them. Understand that no entrepreneur can be good at everything. And in fact, the best entrepreneurs stick to their brilliance and leave a lot of the running of their enterprise to domain experts. But make sure you own the strategy and the focus of the enterprise. And don't let others take it away from you. Steve Jobs is a good example of what you can do on your second time around. Remember, his company was stolen from him the first time around. Sixth, people working together as an effective and highly motivated team beat brilliant individuals operating alone every time. Build the best team that you can and go to whatever lengths possible to support and encourage them and build trust. Stress teamwork and align self-interest of each team member to the success of the enterprise as a whole. They need to want the enterprise to win. Be an inspired coach, advisor, and motivator. Remember, the attitude and principles of an enterprise always come from the top. Set the proper tone and maintain it. Do not delegate this to your human resource people. I would give you Google as a good example of how to do this. Seventh, do not trust money sources. VCs, they're called vulture capitalists, have an agenda, as do banks and other financial institutions. They are not looking out for you, but rather they're protecting their investment. So while you need them, always remember, they are not your friends, despite what they say. Sorry, VCs in the room. I've seen too many of you. I have seen too many situations where trusting entrepreneurs have had their companies stolen by their investors or have been so diluted that they are working now for the investors. You are the one who has taken the risk. So never forget that money comes with issues. So protect your enterprise from being pushed into the financial corner by your money sources. And eighth, and finally, always maintain high ethics in business. Do what is right and not what is expedient at the time. You must always be concerned about making a mistake of judgment that can come back and haunt you and maybe result in your failure. I have seen some of the most successful entrepreneurs start to believe that they can do wrong, drink their own Kool-Aid, so to speak, and then make fundamental mistakes of judgment that result in their ruin. Keep on the straight and narrow at all times. Seek advice from trusted advisors when you are in complex, uncertain situations.